Contact Form 7 is really simple to set up. However, configuring it can be a little bit tricky sometimes. So what we're going to do is install Contact Form 7 in this first video. And then in the next video, I'll talk a little bit more about how to control the settings and make it exactly how you want it to be. All right, let's get started by just installing Contact Form 7. So I'll go to my plugins page, and I can either click Add New right here on the sidebar, or I can click on Add New on the top right here, and I'll search for Contact Form 7. And it should be the very first thing that loads here on the top left. And if not, this is what we're looking for. So I'll click Install Now. And then once this is finished installing, the button will actually change, and you can click right here on the same button to activate it. And that actually turns on that plugin inside of WordPress. And as soon as we do that, on the left-hand side, you'll notice it added a contact tab. So I'll click on that real quick, and it gave us a default contact form right out of the gate. So we don't even have to make our own form now, which is really nice. And what we're going to do is use this shortcode here beside this form. And we haven't talked about shortcodes yet, so let me give you just a real quick rundown. Basically, shortcodes are a way for you to quickly and easily add different interactivity to your website. So when you add a plugin like this contact form page, I can actually copy the shortcode, paste it into any page or any widget or any place in the footer, and that whole form will actually display in its place. So let me show you how that works. Let's just jump over to Pages real quick. And I'm going to make a test page. You don't have to name it anything special. We can just call it test. Doesn't matter what you call it. And then I'm going to click right inside of the WordPress editor here. And notice that I'm on the Visual tab and not on the Text tab. And I'm just going to hit Command V to paste that shortcode that I had copied to my clipboard. I don't even have to publish the page yet. I'm just going to hit Preview. And you'll notice on this test page that contact form comes in beautifully. It animates, it's interactive, and I can actually go ahead and fill it out right now. So let's just test it real quick. So put my name in. Let's put in a fake email. Testing the form, and did it work? All right, let's go ahead and hit send. And thank you for your message. It has been sent. All right, well, where did it get sent to? Let's take a look at that real quick. Because we're working locally and we're not using a real host at the moment, the contact form won't behave quite like you expect it to. You'll have to put WordPress onto a real host or install another plugin to have it work like you think it would as far as filling this out, and it emails you directly. But one thing that I've discovered that's really cool about local is they've created a utility just for this purpose. So if you go to the website that you're working on, and then over here we click on utilities, it has this Mailhog utility. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that to open it up. And you'll notice that I can see the test email that I just sent. So if I click on that, you can see exactly who it was from, what their email address was, what the subject was, and the message body. So this is a great way to kind of make sure that your form is configured correctly and that everything looks good before you put it up on a live server. So we'll get into details on how to actually customize the contact form in the next video. One more thing I want to show you. Let's jump back to our main page. So I just showed you how to use a shortcode to put that form in, but if you're building with a theme like Salient or X or even Divi, and you have those pre-built page builders, so I'll turn on my page builder by clicking on that button here, and now instead of the WordPress editor, I've got this Visual Composer set up. And you'll notice it automatically converted that shortcode into this Contact Form 7 element. So let me show you this real quick. Let's pretend like that wasn't here. I'm just going to hit the trash can to remove it. And let's say I was using Visual Composer to style a page. I could click the plus button, and you see all these different elements we can add, like centered headings and images and all kinds of stuff. Well, by default, we've got this Contact Form 7 element. So I'll click on that, and instead of having to use a shortcode, I can just point and click to add this. And there's even a drop-down menu. So if I had multiple contact forms to put in here, those would all show up here as well. So it's really just point and click. Just add contact form as an element. We'll click on the drop-down to select the form we want to use, and currently there's only the one. I'll hit Save Changes, and then I'll hit Preview. and you'll notice that it does the exact same thing. So we have the same form installed, just a different method, but it achieves the same result. So I hope you're tracking with me, but I do want to remind you, if you got lost along the way, first, you can always obviously rewind and rewatch this because it is a video. But second, most importantly, make sure you join that Facebook group that we have set up. It's a great community where if you get lost and have questions, you can reach out to people, or if you have ideas, or if you want feedback on what you're working on, it's a great place and a great community to help each other out as we get up and running and learn more about WordPress. So again, if you haven't already, check out that Facebook group and get signed up. There should be a link attached to this video, and if not, there should be a link attached to the introductory video at the beginning of this course. And now what we want to do is go ahead and take a look in the next video as far as how to stylize Contact Form 7 and add different form fields and control its settings for where it emails and all that kind of good stuff. So stay tuned for the second part of installing Contact Form 7.